5 reasons why you should become an airline pilot in 2024. Let's go. So these are my personal 5 reasons why you should become an airline pilot in 2024 in current market conditions. Number 1 is schedule flexibility. Now, this is the most important thing for me personally. If you guys have seen previous videos, you guys know I talk about quality life versus pay. And for me, quality life is first and foremost. So schedule flexibility is a huge thing for me. Being able to add my schedule and build it up as much as possible and stack up my flying for a month and try and make as much as I possibly can. And then the next month, maybe dropping my schedule down to essentially 0 flying. That is extremely important to me. And as you guys know, I've talked about in the past, seniority is everything. And being able to get schedule flexibility comes with seniority. So no, you won't have insane schedule flexibility as soon as you get hired as a junior pilot, but that schedule flexibility will come over time, and man, it sure is good once it's there. Being able to basically take vacation without using a vacation slot is huge. I'm able to take 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 weeks off of flying completely without using a single vacation slot, and that certainly is nice. Now, it's not far off, but number 2 is pay. Airline pilots are some of the most highly compensated workers here in the United States. Now, I'm just gonna ballpark figures, and all this is readily available at airlinepilotcentral.com. They have no affiliation with an individual airline, and they typically have some of the most up-to-date data when it comes to pay, 401k contributions, hourly rate for first officers and captains based on aircraft, so on and so forth. So entry pay at major airlines here in the United States are typically around $100,000, $120,000 a year. That's before 401k contributions, bonus payment, OG, which is over guarantee, premium pay, the list goes on and on. You can make so much money in this industry, and you can top out around $400,000 or $500,000 just working a bare minimum schedule at the highest airplane at the highest pay rate, which would be captain on a wide body aircraft past the 12-year mark. Most airlines here in the US cap out at the 12-year mark. And if you want a more in-depth video of me breaking down all these profit sharing checks, 401k contributions, which is huge here in the US. It's unbelievable that the company puts 17% of your salary right into a 401k account. That's unbelievable. Just by being an airline pilot and flying the minimum guarantee every single month, and you have a long career, 20 plus years, you are gonna retire very wealthy. That's such a beautiful thing, having 401k contributions with matching on top of that here in the US. And then we have, like I said, profit sharing, picking up overtime. The list goes on and on. And if you guys want it in-depth, make sure you comment down below, say in-depth pay. And I will be sure to make a long video breaking down all the cost variables when it comes to being an airline pilot. Sure, they typically max out around $400,000 or $500,000 a year, but we do have pilots here in the US making upwards of $1 million a year. Yes, those people typically have absolutely no life, and they're on their computers all the time, picking up premium, trying to find the perfect trips to align, and so on and so forth. But that's not for everyone, and I get it. Some people maybe get into the industry really late. They're trying to maximize their pay, and they get to the top of the pay scale, so they're really trying to make as much money as possible before retirement. I get it. Like I said, the beautiful thing about being an airline pilot here in the US is schedule flexibility, pay, being able to fly as much as you want or as little as you want, depending on how much money you're really looking for. The third one, which is extremely important, and I highly recommend nobody getting into this unless you absolutely love aviation, and that is do what you love. So the third reason of why you should become an airline pilot in 2024 is because you love it. Now, you don't want to get in this flight deck and be in that flight deck for 30 years and absolutely dread coming to work. That's not going to be, the longevity of the career period will not be there for 30 years if you truly do not love aviation. I love coming to work and flying with captains who are so passionate about every single flight, and they've been there 35 years. It's such a beautiful thing to see a smile on their face, excited to go to work. Of course, every day is not sunshine and rainbows, and it's not gonna be absolutely perfect, and maybe they wanted that day off, or maybe they're not looking forward to this particular trip because of the overnight or the weather. Who knows? I understand that, but the overall thrill of aviation is insane. And you always see the term Ave Geek on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, whatever it might be. It truly is a thing. Aviation geeks are huge, and you shouldn't get into this profession unless you absolutely love it. My father's an airline pilot, and he's getting ready to retire this year, and he's been doing it for almost 40 years, and he really does tell me how much he loves still going to work every single day. And I understand finding aviation as a passion and really loving it isn't gonna come at such an early age. It didn't for me, honestly. Having my father as an airline pilot, my uncle is an airline pilot, my grandfather retired as an airline pilot. Having all this in my family, I still didn't know I wanted to be an airline pilot until my freshman year of college, until I was 18 years old and I got a job at a local airport and I was just engulfed around aviation. And I went up on a discovery flight and instantly fell in love. I knew this is exactly what I wanted to pursue for my career, which is great because honestly, my freshman year of college, much like all others, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I just turned 31 years old, so I've been in aviation for over 13 years, and honestly, it's still an amazing thing for me. I love flying general aviation all the time in our Bonanza. I love getting in and flying a 737. Hopefully I'll get to fly something bigger one day, or maybe I'll upgrade, who knows? But that spark and that passion and that thrill of flying every single day is amazing. And I hope that you share that same passion as well if this is something you continue to pursue. The fourth thing, and it's one of the greatest things about being an airline pilot, is work stays at work. Once you complete that flight, set the parking brake, shut the engines down, complete the shutdown checklist, you are done. You don't have to worry about sales calls. You don't have to worry about pitch decks, Excel sheets, bring in a briefcase full of God knows what home and flood your kitchen table about it. You don't have to bring work home, which is an absolute beautiful thing. Sure, of course, when we are home, sometimes we're bidding for our next month. We're bidding for a vacation. We're trying to pick up extra overtime flying. Who knows? We do have recurrent training once a quarter, which is on our iPad, but that doesn't take up a bunch of time. We also have stuff to study for once a year, which is our recurrent check rides, which we have to do every 12 months. It's not too much extracurricular activities at home, but most of the time when we set that parking brake, we are done. We don't have to think about other things, which is so nice about putting all this extra work that I hear my friends and sales always having to pick up calls while we're at dinner or having to step out and send an email, whatever it might be. That's one of the nicest things about being an airline pilot is work stays at work. Before I get in the fifth and final reason why you should be an airline pilot, there are so many reasons, an abundance of reasons why you should be an airline pilot. But like I said, make sure you're getting to this passion for all the right reasons. Aviation is a beautiful thing, but it is not for everyone. These are my personal 5 reasons as well. So many people have different reasons of why they get into aviation. And it's, like I said, not for everyone, but it's for so many people. And these are honestly just my top 5 reasons. I could go on and on and on about why I love this job and why it's the greatest job in the world. But let's get right into number 5, the 5th reason why you should be an airline pilot in 2024. This one is some of people's favorite reason, and that is travel benefits. I hear it all the time. Garrett, do you get to fly for free? Can I fly for free with you because I'm your friend, so on and so forth? And the answer is honestly yes. Domestically here in the United States, I can travel for free as long as there is a seat open. It's one of the best perks about being an airline pilot. Just being able to show up to a gate, list for a flight, go anywhere, anytime, any place, as long as there is a seat open is the most beautiful thing ever. It saved me thousands, tens of thousands, probably hundreds, in fact, I know hundreds of thousands of dollars because sometimes I've gotten first class seats going international and those seats can cost a whole lot of money sometimes. So getting to ride in those seats, as long as it's an open seat, we're not taking away from revenue passengers, which typically is sometimes a common misconception. A lot of people think if they see employees up in a first class seat, it's because nobody bought that seat and it was simply just open. So it's an awesome perk, maybe to go with your significant other to a foreign destination and get to ride in first class. It's awesome. So yeah, we do get to ride first class and we do get to ride economy. It depends if that seat is open or not, but we just pay taxes on seats outside of the US. So if we're flying internationally, we just pay a very, very small cost, but traveling domestically, it is completely free. And we do get buddy passes, but that isn't for everyone, and it just depends on family members and domestic partners and registered companions. The list goes on. I can go on for days about travel benefits because it's one of my favorite things to do is just jump on a random flight on my free time and go whenever, wherever, just for fun. So that wraps up the 5 reasons of why you should become an airline pilot in 2024. I hope you guys have fun with it. Hopefully this helps maybe change your mind, leads you in the right direction. But before you do anything and you make that final commitment into being an airline pilot, please go out to your local flight school, find a small mom and pop flight school and ask for something called a discovery flight. Go up in a small aircraft and see what it's really about. See if it's really something for you. I know getting to see the glamorous pilot lifestyle is beautiful, but there's a lot of hard work and dedication that goes into becoming an airline pilot. A lot of tedious hours of studying, a lot of flight training. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but once you get there, it is one of the most glamorous things in the world. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Smash the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you guys are new here, which I know a lot of people watch these videos without hitting the subscribe button. So if you could do it, it takes 2 seconds, completely free. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.